What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So today we're talking about the next frame to get vaulted and who the next Prime Warframe is in Warframe. We actually have official word on who the next Prime frame is with weapons and all that. So this is official information today. And yeah, the next frame to get vaulted will also be the one in chronological order. So this is all official information, alright? Before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads. Also check out the live stream channel as well. Been really under the weather recently and had some secret stuff going on behind the scenes, but I'm going to try to make it to the stream tonight so I can, farm some relics out with you guys. It's really fun, actually. Alright, so let's get right into it. The next Prime frame, the new one, is going to be Grendel Prime. DE did show us Grendel Prime will be at Tennocon, and his weapons will be the Massacre Prime and the Xyloc Prime, which is a kind of random one, but yeah. The Massacre is a kind of just a generic heavy blade. Doesn't really have the best stats. 24% crit chance, 2x multiplier, 28% status chance, and it's an only impact and slash weapon with higher impact weighting than slash. You can get a minus impact rating for this thing, but it's more just of a fun thing. Its special ability is when wielded by Grendel, he is immune to staggers and knockdowns during heavy attacks only. Like, okay, only during heavy attacks. So yeah, don't expect too much out of the Massacre Prime. But the Xyloc Prime, you might actually be able to get some pretty good stuff out of that. So the Xyloc normal has not the best stats. 8% crit chance, 2x multiplier, 26% status chance, and good slash rating. So it's a slash proc pistol, but it's single target and has a weird firing mode of like duplex. Also, this thing has an Incarnate Unlocker, which gives it good crit, as you can see right here, 178% crit chance with my build. But the Incarnate Fire mode does not scale with multi-shot properly. So it becomes like a fire AoE. I got 231% crit chance on mine before Galvanized Crosshairs. I still don't use this thing, so we'll see. The Xyloc Prime will probably have better base stats. I mean, those base stats were pretty terrible. 8% crit chance before the Incarnon, so I'm expecting like, 25 or something % crit chance. But I'm not expecting this to also be a meta breaker either because it's going to be single target, and the Incarnon mode is not very good. And also, additionally, once the Xyloc Prime comes out, it will probably get lower increased crit stats compared to the Xyloc normal because this thing has 8% crit chance at base, and the Xyloc Prime will probably have a lot better crit chance at base, and they actually like edit individual values for Incarnons. So it is actually a good chance that the Xyloc Prime is weaker than the Xyloc normal, but we will have to see. Not really expecting much as far as stat bumps. Don't forget Riven Dispo will also be 0.5 in the Xyloc Prime. I know I named my weapon Xyloc Prime, but that's because I didn't know if there ever was going to be a Xyloc Prime. So I'll have to change the name of this in the future. And Grendel is really good nowadays. I've got some videos of Grendel on the channel. Basically, Nourish is one of the best helmets. Grendel can eat enemies, and then Grendel can also barf out enemies as a armor-stripping toxin cannonball, basically. So you combine that with Breach Surge, you can nuke down a steel path with no weapons at all. So he's really good. He's really good. And once we get Grendel Prime, you can sacrifice your normal Grendel to get Nourish if you don't have it already. It's really, really worth it. Alright, so that's the next frame. And I'm expecting that. So Wisp Prime came out in July 27th. So 3 months from that date is when I'm expecting it. So I'm expecting Grendel Prime access late October. So like October 27th, basically. Around when Halloween is. And the next update will be a Halloween-themed update. So it makes sense. Now, as far as which frame is going away, it's going to be one of my favorite frames, actually. It's going to be Harrow Prime. Yes, Harrow Prime has been in the game long enough that he's actually getting vaulted next. And his weapons that are getting vaulted alongside him are the Scourge Prime primary and the Nell Prime pistol. Now, Harrow Prime is very good, but he's also extremely, like, dirt cheap right now, plat price-wise. Like, we're talking, like, 25 plat. Like, one of the cheapest primes in the game, easily. Now, why is that? I think it's just because he's been around for so long, and also, like, I believe he only has, like, one rare part. I'd have to check that to confirm that, but looking over here at what spots his relics come from, the Harrow Prime systems are his rare part, and, yeah, just over time, there's been so many Harrow Prime system relics that are lith. I think that's what it comes down to. So, the only currently obtainable relic for him, for his systems right now, is the Axie H7, which comes from these locations on screen. But yeah, this is the only currently dropping relic you can get for Harrow Prime's systems, apparently. The Lith H3, no longer obtainable in the Prime Vault. Prime Vault, Prime Vault. So they're all in the Prime Vault. So I think the reason he's so cheap is he only has one rare part, and he was mainly coming from Lith relics before. But right now, in the current patch of the game, guys, they can only get this from the Axie H7. So Yeah, I can definitely see Harrow going up in the future, but it's going to take a while. He is dirt cheap right now. Like, he is basically cheaper than Ducats right now. And yeah, if you look at his other parts too, like Harrow, just in general, Harrow Prime. That's going to be his most rare part. His other parts are going to be like silver parts from like Axie. So don't worry too much about that, but you're going to have to go hunt down where these spots are. So for example, Harrow Prime main blueprint in a Lith relic. See, lots of Lith parts. Lith relics are the easiest to get. That's why sometimes the parts are a lot cheaper. Now, should you get Harrow Prime before he gets vaulted, in probably about like a month and like 2 weeks, I'd say. I want to make sure you guys have plenty of time for this. I would say, yeah, you should. Because, well, first off, because he's like dirt cheap. Like 25 plat is basically nothing. Additionally, he is just a very good support frame. He is a, well, not support frame. He's a very good, like, pseudo support frame. He's got a way to give himself shield gating. He's got a way to stun enemies. He's got a way to increase fire rate, give energy to everybody, and give invulnerability and crit chance. So in that way, he's very good. But the thing is, he's not like a direct support like Wisp, where it's like, I just placed on the moat, everybody gets all this stuff. He has to work very hard to get these support abilities active for his teammates. And they usually are just active for him because his teammates need to be like literally right next to him to get this effect. So he's more of a for fun frame. He can also work with no helmet. If you're someone that doesn't really want to use the helmet, all 4 of his base abilities work great together and are all very strong. So in that way, he's a very well-designed frame. But he's not a needed frame is the problem. So if you want to get him for like, I don't know, like Eidolon hunts or something, or just playing the game in general, go for it. I have a Thermal Sunder Harrow build from like 2 weeks ago, and it's pretty good. But the other weapons for him, I would also call them not really must-haves. The Scourge Prime is a base corrosive, like, procer gun, I guess I'd call it. And it can get out lots of procs on the enemies, but I don't really use it for DPS very often. I've sold some DPS Rivens for this thing in the past, and people seem pretty happy about it. But if you're looking for DPS, we have the Nell Prime pistol right here. On headshot, this thing becomes an infinite ammo, like, red crit machine gun, and I'm actually going to get some gameplay of it on the screen. I would say maybe make sure you get the Nell Prime. It is a very powerful sniper pistol. Unfortunately, it's not very good for groups of enemies like you're seeing in the footage right here, so I put a gas bolt on here just for a little bit of AoE. But yeah, it mainly comes down to, like, I believe it's a pretty powerful Eidolon hunting weapon if you want to be using the secondary slot. You can also use, like, the Paragale, the Rubico Prime, Vectis, blah, blah, blah. But I know that a lot of people do like the Nell Prime, and once it goes away, you might regret it. So maybe consider getting that one at least. It's very not... I don't recommend it for missions like this, but like for Demolist, I've used Harrow Prime and the Nell Prime for level 10,000 Demolist in the past, and it definitely can still do that nowadays. Now, one of the cool things about the Scourge Prime, if you're still considering if you want to get it or not before it goes away, once you throw the Scourge Prime primary, it will make enemies have forced headshots once they've been affected by the special ability of it. That could be a very nice combination with Harrow and very nice combination with the Nell Prime. On headshot, infinite ammo. It can be nice for Incarnons, even the Scourge Prime, so you could still consider it. I don't really use it very often. It has base corrosives. You can do corrosive viral heat, which is very nice. But yeah, I usually just use the Epitaph for proccing, to be honest. So I think that you could probably pass on most of these items, if not all of them. But you still got like a month to pick them up, and Harrow's easy enough to get. So I'd say might as well just get them at least for mastery in the long run. So that's gonna be basically it for the video, guys. Grendel Prime going to be here late October. I'm expecting it like the last week of October, which is unfortunate because as Warframe players, we have to wait a lot of the time in this game. So all of September, basically nothing going on. Probably all of October, nothing going on until the end of October. Then we're going to get some big stuff, hopefully, with Abyss of the Goth. So I'll see you guys next time, next video. Appreciate all support. I'll probably see you on stream tonight. And yeah, take it easy, guys. Bye.